Hey guys, Huw Bennett here, strength conditioning coach at the Welsh Rugby Union. Perform Better have asked us to put this little video together of how you can devise a circuit and keep fit at home, because I understand the Rosslyn Park Sevens has been cancelled. I told him I played in, loved playing in many moons ago, so I understand it was a big date he was looking forward to. But hey, maybe you can get something out of this, like I said, to help write not only a circuit, but to keep fit while at home. A quick tour of the gym, guys, before we get into our circuits. Here we go, all our dumbbells from 2K up to 80. They get used a fair bit in our program. We've got our upper body section here, bench presses, prone pulls, plenty of them. As you can see, we've got a nice big area here. Perform Better really have decked this out, all bells and whistles going. This is a nice little addition Perform Better got for us. Our throw wall, we got our med balls, act nice for a primer, for our pre-game day or in our power sessions kind of 2 days before a game. Pick up some med balls, get some nice powerful movements going there. You can see on the floor here we've got our platforms. These are for our power exercises, our barbell, our cleans, our snatches and so on. And then we've got plenty of racks. The reason you see so many, our last gym was quite small. We could only manage kind of backs and forwards at one time. With this gym, it's fantastic. We can get all the guys in, a squad of 40 all in at once. It's great, kind of sometimes we have a good win on the weekend. You want to feed off our energy, get the guys in here. Normally on the Monday this place is bouncing. Get more out of the guys. Coming around, you can see here our natural lighting. Like I said, our last gym didn't have that, but it really is a nice asset to have. Coming around, we've got our leg presses here. We got all our trap bars and so on. The place is really decked out properly by Perform Better, one thing we're really grateful of. That's the gym, guys. Let's get cracking on with some circuits. Before you start, make sure you're all warmed up, you've done some stretches, you've got a bottle of water nearby, and you're nice and good to go. So we've seen the facilities we've got here where Perform Better have decked us out. Obviously very lucky to have everything we've got, but this is all about bodyweight circuits. So I'm just going to give a little brief explanation of how we can put one together. You start off with your exercises, all bodyweight, don't need any equipment. 8 basic exercises I'll go with. You can use squat, press ups, mountain climbers, plank, simple down ups, a shoulder press, lunges and burpees. What it is then is about putting it together in terms of timings. Simple timings, you can work with 20 on, 20 off. You can go as high as 30 on, 30 off, even 10 on, 10 off. You'd be surprised to know that 10 on, 10 off is the kind of timings we would use with our players at Wales. But then we're talking about quite a heavy, very ballistic, powerful movements like sled drives and tyre flips and so on. But this is all about bodyweight circuits. So I suggest around that 20 seconds work, 20 off, so you make sure you're not rushing to get through it, so the movements are done properly. Like they say on all the cooking shows, here's what I made earlier. Here's an example of a circuit. Just got 3 sets here, okay? I've taken 8 exercises from what we had on the board earlier. So you've got squats, press ups, mountain climbers, plank, down ups, shoulder press, lunges and burpees. With the example, I'm going to give 2 examples how you can split them timings up, as mentioned earlier. Set 1, I'm going to keep it nice and simple, 15 on, 15 off, okay? That'll kind of act as my warm-up, and a set where I'm going to concentrate on making sure I'm doing things properly, as in my form of the exercise. Set 2, then we're going to go into that combination of 10 and 10 with a 10 seconds off. So it's 20 seconds of work, but split up over 2 lots of 10, so you're not getting too bored of doing the same movement all the time. And then set 3, we got our finisher. The finisher I've got is the squat, press ups and burpees, okay? I'll touch on that just before we go into it. Just a little note on these exercises, especially when we come to the combination. They're not 2 exercises, they're going to work the same muscles straight after each other. So you've got squats, obviously your legs, press ups, upper body. Mountain climbers, legs, plank, your core. You get the idea? You don't really want to be matching these 2 up, so squats with squat jumps, because you're just going to overload the muscles and it'll kind of have a knock-on effect in the rest of the session. So that's how you can just be a little bit savvy in terms of the exercise and the order you put them in. That's set 1, we're going to go 15 on, 15 off. I got a timer in the background, so we're going to go into our squats. 2, 1, there we go. Just a little reminder, okay, so keep a nice flat back. My weight is through my heels. If I did want to make this harder, I'd be holding dumbbells, or I could hold like a med ball in front. But the big thing is, nice flat back and just go through a range where I'm comfortable. Nice and easy, that's 15 seconds. I wish this was live on a Zoom, it'd be a lot easier to interact with you. The next one's going to be press ups in 5 seconds. I think I'll grab a band I'm going to go purple. Here we go. There we are, after 15 seconds there. The next one is mountain climbers. Just as I said at the start, remember these exercises in this set, it's 15 on, 15 off. I'm taking my time, making sure I do it properly. If you're watching a couple of guys doing it, just have a little look on the basics you can make sure of. 2, 1, mountain climbers. These ones, once you're comfortable with their range, ask them to speed it up a little bit. Just make sure we're not compromising by bringing our feet in, otherwise we're not going to get what we want. There's our mountain climbers. Next one for me is going to be my plank. So this time going into my core, going in 5, a little variation to make it a little more difficult. Start off, elbows on the floor, tuck your belly in. All I'm going to do, not fast movements, just going to alternate, lifting my left knee to my left elbow, right to my right elbow, and so on. Nice and controlled. Don't want to get too quick, because you're not going to be working the muscles you want. Down ups, the old school favourite. Remember, hips and chest touch the floor. Try and get your hips off the floor first, okay? Don't come up with your knees, like this. So we're down, hips up first. Down, hips up first. So we're not down, knees coming up. Down, hips up, bouncing up. 2 more. Hips up, bounce off the floor. What we got? We've got my shoulder press next, we've got my board. Three, 2, 1. Remember, if I want to make it easier, make the box lower, making sure we're hitting our shoulders. Two to go, we're going to lunges into my burpees, going in 10 seconds. Lunges again, you can make it a little more difficult. Hold on to something, some dumbbells, a light weight, or likewise holding the ball in the front. Here we go. You can also do this walking lunges in a straight line. Making sure, nice and square, knee going over the same line as the toe. And I got one more burpees. So I've got my down ups, adding the jump. Good one to finish on. Going in 5. Here we go. And we're done. I'm glad for that, because we haven't oversilence there. So that's our first example, our set 1. A very easy set of timings, 15 on, 15 off. Like I said, here's my first set, use as a warm-up, make sure the movements are done properly. Right, we've done our set 1, a very simple 15 on, 15 off. I've had a 2-minute break, trust me, it was only 2 minutes. I'm in for a cup of coffee. I'm just going to go into a different set now, so using exactly the same exercises. We just showed if you just tinker with the timings a little bit, you might get a little bit something different from it. So remember, this is our combination. We go in 10 and 10 with a 10-second rest. So my first 2 pairings are squat and press ups. Going to start in 3, 2, 1. Okay. So into my squats. If you're happy with technique, you can increase the rate a little bit, get them to speed it up. But remember, going straight into my press ups and down. Also with this, with the 20 seconds work, 10 seconds rest, is a higher work to rest ratio. That will kick in after a couple of blocks. 5 seconds to go, I'm going to mountain climbers, straight into my plank. 2, 1. Again, same as a squat, if you're comfortable how they're doing it, they're keeping their range, ask them to speed it up. As soon as they're coming down a little bit, get them to get back to the range they started, then they can speed it up. Straight to my plank. Remember that added variation? Nice, slow and controlled. Slow and controlled. So there's two couples done already. My next is going to be down ups into shoulder press. Going to get the heart rate really going now, especially with that decreased rest period. 2, 1. Be strict on that chest, hips on the floor, and try and bounce up. Hips are up first before the knees touch the deck. Shoulder press. So when the body is fatigued a little bit, straight into it. Nearly through the set already. Lunges and burpees to finish. 2, 1. I'm a bit tired now, so I'm just making sure I get my form done properly. That'll increase the rate a little bit. Remember, you do have the option to add dumbbells. I think with these timings, I don't think you'll need to really. Burpees. And there we go, guys. That's set 2 done. As you can see, my breathing's a little bit more out of sync. Heart rate's a lot harder. And that's simply just by putting the 2 combinations together. Just remember, the exercise is how they marry up. We're not hitting the same muscle group with the same exercise on the head too many times. Okay, so set 1 done, set 2. Now we've got our finisher. I've had 2 sets, use a 15 on, 15 off. Set 1, I've used a 10 to 10, 10 off. For my second set, combining 2 exercises to make it a 20 on, 10 off, which was a bit more intense, a bit more fatiguing. Now I'll be cycling myself up for the finisher. I gave 2 examples, but for this one now, I'm just going to go squat, press ups, burpees. You figure out in terms of where you want to start. I'm going to start with 10. I'm going to go 10 on each, then 8, then 6, then 4, then 2. Here we go. I'll probably speed this up a little way in the way because I might get a bit bored of it, but I get my best. Ready? 10 squats. My feet, press up now, aren't I? Good. Press ups. Eight squats. Six squats. Four squats. And twos. And there we go. There's our finisher. Squat, press ups, burpees. 10s down to 2s. Might want to start on 8s. Might want to start on 12. So that's our session we put together, 3 circuits. We had a 15 on, 15 off, a 10, 10, 10, and a little finisher to finish. As you carry on, you might be able to get to 4 sets, mix it up a little bit, mess around with the timings, and there's many more exercises to choose from. For example, your squat jumps, jumping jacks, hip thrusters, high knees, tricep dips, lateral hops. I'm sure there's many more I haven't mentioned. Just make sure you're doing the movements properly. It's been great chatting to you guys. I hope you've enjoyed this, got something out of it. From us at the Welsh Rugby Union and Perform Better, all the best, stay safe, and hopefully see you again at the Rosslyn Park Sevens sometime.